This week's episode of the multiple award-winning Here For It podcast is brought to you by the Whoreintine. The Whoreintine of 2020 is in full effect. Mm-hmm. I just would like to remind our white listeners out there that jogging in these parks is not social distancing.
Sweetie.
It's cruising at this point.
Sweetie.
Whoreintine means take your whole ass home.
Huh?
Be on quarantine. Whores. Quarantine. Quarantine the whores. Quarantine.
You cruising, girl. You about to be in the ER. Cruising from the goddamn ER to the OR. That's where you're going to be cruising.
To the ICU. That's where this shit ends up is in the ICU.
It's not funny. I can't.
It's funny looking at them stupid assholes outside running. I'm like, they told you to stay your ass at home.
Jogging, power walking. What you doing?
They all in congregating in parks.
Meeting up for
and I
coffee.
know Washington, D.C. is not the only city that this can be seen in. So seeing this in Washington, D.C., I'm like, what are we doing?
Because Virginia and Maryland are shut down, so you come over my house to record the podcast, and now I got to be
First off, stop telling my business. I'm in Whoreintine right now.
You gonna be cruising to the ICU with these other girls.
No, I'm going back. I'm going home. I know where my Whoreintine is.
Okay, here y'all girls in relationships. I don't need to be on the apps. I got a man. Cool story.
Girls in relationships need to be on apps too. Depends on your relationship.
Oh, serious moment, real talk. A journalist had asked I think it was a DC police officer or something. Has he seen an increase in anything during the corona?
Domestic
violence. And he
violence.
said domestic violence. Mm-hmm. Because the man is always at home. He ain't got nowhere to go. The gym closed. The damn adult bookstores closed. We talked about that on the Patreon. These men don't have nowhere else to go, so they are at
And
home.
women. It ain't just men. You don't think them lesbians beating each other up?
The strip club closed or whatever. I don't know. I don't know.
I understand. You know, being like in close quarters with a loved one makes you find out how much y'all are really in love.
Sweetie.
And then when you ain't got
Sweetheart, go in the living room. Sweetheart, go downstairs.
It's different when, you're used to being separated for 8 to 9 hours a day, somebody at work or, doing whatever, and then you can come back together and be like, oh, shit, I missed you. But I've seen you for 8 days straight. I don't know if I like you anymore.
How y'all think the pets feel? Because the people were saying that the cats are really upset. The dogs.
Oh, I'm sure cats are pissed right now. They're like, listen.
I don't like to be rubbed this much.
I know evictions have stopped, but can somebody get out? Cats are over it right now.
My name is Ronald Matters. Follow me on the internet at Ronald Matters. And next month is 10 years of RonaldMatters.com. So excited.
I am the Superman, TheeSupaman, a.k.a. The captain of the Cougar Coalition. BKA, the living room legend, because I've been doing all my greatest performances in the living room.
Come on now.
So I'm a legend in these streets.
How can I ease the pain when I know you coming back again? I'm doing a performance tonight.
If you don't think I wore some, what was I doing the other day? Jesse Powell.
Come on.
Wore it out.
I'm your baby tonight.
Eddie Levert wore it out.
Yeah.
I went back into the craze for Old Mariah, like the first 3 albums.
Yep.
Wore it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do more this weekend.
Oh, this morning before work, I was doing Heartbreaker. Give me your love. Give me your love. Give me your love.
I'm up to 3 shows a day.
Come on.
I'm getting ready for tour. It may get canceled, but I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be ready for tour.
You're going to be in prime shape.
Our icebreaker this week is, what has been your favorite episode or topic in our 3-year run of Here For It podcast?
Oh my gosh, here we go. Well, since I've been going back through the episodes, I like when we have guests. I like when we broadcast live from other places and all that.
I'm about to get there.
I know. I really enjoyed our public indecency conversation with Zim Van Adams. But I also enjoyed the Poppers episode because it was very educational. You do Poppers and I don't. And we talked about that on Patreon this week as well.
I don't do them like I used to.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
This your story. This your life as a cover girl.
Well, in the book. No, I don't.
So, I
do them sparingly. Like, over a year ago, it used to be like fun in almost every session to do poppers, but now I'm just like, girl, calm down.
Girl, calm down. If you need that to have sex, girl, don't end up like Andrew Gillum. Woo! So I guess but my favorite is broadcast live from Casa Ruby. I think I've continued to say that because while we were there, what we were doing and continuing our contributions to Casa Ruby means so much more to me. The LGBT community shelter and the work that they do is why we're here.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorites as well. Obviously, I'm partial to the PrEP topic because we have gotten people writing back in and saying that they were informed through our podcast. And for 3 years, if we did our job in edutainment and informed some people and changed some minds or started conversations, then that's our job. And so that is my favorite part of 3 years of Here For It podcast. Our word of the day this week, WERD, is agoraphobia. Heard of that one?
No.
It is a type of anxiety disorder in which you fear and avoid places or situations that might cause you to panic and make you feel trapped, helpless, or embarrassed. You fear an actual or anticipated situation such as using public transportation, being in open or enclosed spaces, standing in lines, or being in a crowd. And so I think that this word was very obscure until recent events, but I think I'm not alone in feeling very agoraphobic in a lot of situations. I was just telling you about an older person coming up and coughing behind me, and I closed the elevator door in his face.
Yikes!
Because I'm not taking that chance. We can't be in this close space together.
60 plus, sir.
And it wasn't like no just clearing your throat cough. It was a.
It was some mucus down in there.
It wasn't producing, and
That's the kind. Well, you're the nurse. They say that's the kind of cough that you have when you're not producing nothing.
Yeah, so
cough.
A production cough means, hey, I started coughing, and it's done. But non-producing means you just got to continue to cough, and then it doesn't come to an end, and you try to continue to breathe, and then you continue to cough. That means it didn't produce anything. And his was non-producing, and what I don't need in my life is non-producing cough. So I closed the elevator door in his face. I'm sorry to that man, but
I'm not. You protected yourself. You got to protect yourself.
I'm expensive over here. I can't. I don't want to find out what a ventilator feels like on the other end.
I don't.
I put ventilators on people. I don't want to know what they feel like being put on me. So I'm very, very sorry.
Yeah.
If I am anti-PC for that, then give me that label.
All right, girl, print it out.
Put it on my name tag. Put it on my name tag.
Okay.
So agoraphobia, again, used to be an obscure word. People really probably didn't have ways to describe what it really was before, but it is our word of the day. So you are empowered. You have a word that you can explain being in those type of situations.
Not just your Summer Walker jumped out.
I'm not even.
I got anxiety. I got anxiety.
Or you just can't. See, you tried to bait me.
The next segment is called
Affirmations.
There you go.
Our affirmation this week is, though we are in a global pandemic crisis, do not let it unravel you yet. Persevere and survive the best way you can. Laugh and escape while at home as much as you can to avoid cabin fever, because we don't know when we'll be able to come out of the cabin. So play the long game and take as few risks as possible, which I will come back to in sexual health this week. Again, we have just passed our 3-year anniversary. So support for this ghetto ass podcast.
This week is our 3-year anniversary. Wow.
You're welcome.
I'm on drugs. Tequila.
So support for this ghetto ass podcast comes from a couple awesome donors and from you beautiful people listening right now. We could not have gotten to 3 years of this podcast without you guys. So thank you for your support. Thank you for your continued support and hopefully for your future support. If you would like to support this podcast, you can get over to our Patreon right now, which is going to be a link in the description. And for at least $1,
one queen,
you can support a black gay podcast that you listen to all the time. Because here you are again.
What is that gender inequality? Because here you are again. That's like the pay something for women and 66 cents for black women.
60 cents on a dollar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, ain't no black women on this podcast.
I
tried to get a black woman on this podcast.
More than 11. More than 11.
Thank you guys for your support.
All right.
If you would like to continue to support, go over to our Patreon. We just created new content on Patreon right now where we talked about a list of things, including the ways that I have sex with my fiance.
Don't be telling nobody else that.
And the ways that Ronald Matters is a dry beach.
Wow, bro. Wow, bro.
You see how I did that? Dry beach?
Wow.
You a dry beach.
Wow.
Last week, we tried to do some charity for our 3rd year anniversary.
Moving on.
Last week, that's what had happened. So, since you guys didn't get an episode, I figured that we would quickly just say that the devil, the Rona, and this organization,
Miss Rona,
prevented that from happening. But we are still looking forward in the future to making a charitable contribution to an LGBT charity. So if you know an LGBT charity that is worth us looking into, us giving a spotlight to, or donating to in the future, please hit one of us up and we will look into it and figure out how we can donate to an LGBT focused charity.
POC's black preferably.
Yes. But definitely an LGBT charity organization that we can spotlight or donate to for charity, since we didn't get to do it last week.
Miss Rona.
I'll move on. LGBT history was spotlighted in the recent self-made alleged...
It was a
dramatization of Madam C.J. Walker's
inspired
story.
by the life of. It said that on the movie poster before you click on it. It said inspired by the life of. They told you up front
that there was gonna be some lies. So I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole of the lies that were in this documentary.
Produced by LeBron James. Of course, there's some lies.
Wow. I'm not even going to go down the list of the lies. If you have seen the documentary
or read the book
or know who she really, Madam C.J. Walker is, or any of the other characters involved, do some research. Do not take the dramatization, because I was going to say documentary, because it's not a documentary.
Sweetie, no.
That dramatization at face value. Do not. It is entertaining in parts. I'm glad that Octavia Spencer got a good opportunity. She needs... I want her to get all the checks. But the part I wanted to highlight here was the LGBT aspect of it. We're not going to spoil it, so if you have not seen it, make sure you go see it.
What's your quarantine schedule look like?
I'm gonna get to that's
next.
What's your quarantine
schedule look like?
But they have a LGBT character in the story. But I saw Black Twitter saying that was the dramatization.
Sweetheart.
That Madam C.J. Walker really didn't have an LGBT family member, is what I'll say, because I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
It's in the...
They're saying it because one of Madam C.J. Walker's grandchildren said, "No, we ain't got no LGBT in our family." This was a quote. Like she was asked the question to confirm whether this person was LGBT or not, and then the granddaughter said, "No, we ain't never had no LGBT people in our family." And then the rest of Black Twitter just took that and was like, they're just trying to put that gay agenda in front of our face and in front of Madam C.J. Walker's legacy. And I wanted to address that because how many times have you seen a black family lie about a LGBT person being in their family? I know, I see it all the time.
Shit, I had to lie about being the damn
being the LGBT.
Girl, I'm fish, okay? Surprise.
And so I was like, how do y'all not see through all of this and the one thing you want to target that you want to call unfactual and unfaithful to the story of Madam C.J. Walker is that she had an LGBT family member. Because the family is trying to cover it up and lie about it. Ain't y'all been to somebody's church before?
That's part of the problem.
That's the core of a problem. People will go to church and be like, oh no, he ain't gay. She ain't no lesbian. What are you talking about? She going to school and focusing on her studies.
And that part of the thing actually ended up being the worst part of the damn docuseries because it was
dramatization. It's like Cops.
Because I was like, this person is moving on. I'm supposed to have colorful commentary, but I'll say this. The husband did his role as the bad husband. Mm-hmm. He did his part, and the floozy he was sleeping with did her part as the floozy. And the girl who was the antagonist with the dramatization of it all, that person did I know Octavia Spencer's name, so I can say hers, but the girl who was the antagonist, she did really well. The actor playing Annie.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know what her name was, but she did really good playing the antagonist. She did really well as well.
I just wanted okay, so again, I'm not gonna go down the full rabbit hole because it was like 6 lies throughout this dramatization.
The ones you counted.
6 big ones that I caught. But why did the antagonist have to be light skinned?
The antagonist was light skinned.
All of the antagonists were light skinned. Everyone that was doing fucked up things in this whole dramatization was light skinned.
Okay. But the fashion was good too. Not to change the subject, but the fashion was good too, y'all. Shout out to the costume designer. And the wig designer did a good job too.
But I was seeing the same thread of light skinned people being bad and dark skinned people being good. And I'm
portraying color. So it was trying to be very specific, but then they jumped to a broad aspect of how colorism played out 20, 30 years after slavery.
But the person that was playing the antagonist in real life is dark skinned.
Oh.
Yes. So they made her light skinned for the movie, for the dramatization. But in real life, she's dark skinned with type 3 or type 4 hair.
Oh, okay. Because I know 4C is the one. 4C is the one.
Now, I'm not getting into the weeds on that.
Okay.
But I know
so she was a 3, at least.
Yeah, minimum. So she was creating these type of products for women that look like her with her type of hair. Mm-hmm. Just like Madam C.J. Walker was. But in the dramatization, it's a light-skinned woman with...
Oh, okay. Because the mama
Puerto Rico hair.
The mama said on the phone call, she said, Master might have cursed me with a daughter, but at least you turned out beautiful. Or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, mama.
So I think I didn't like that they injected colorism where it didn't have to be.
Okay.
And I don't mind having the colorism conversations because they're real, but why inject it when it wasn't in this case?
Or maybe they thought they was being a bad bitch by making a bitch red bone. They're like, oh, we made a red bone on purpose. That's us being specific about it.
And the same one that Blair Underwood was fucking.
Yeah. They thought they were being specific and they thought that was being cute, but the audience didn't receive it that way.
And then Booker T. Washington. So we had to revisit Booker T. Washington's character.
I need to go look at my 4th grade Black History Month.
So the light-skinned people were the devil in this dramatization. I just want y'all to know. And again, are some light-skinned people the devil? I'm not in my light-skinned feelings and saying that, no, they're not. But in this case, I'm like, how is everyone that's bad light-skinned? What are we trying to say here? Moving right along.
Get your groceries and stockpile them before Corona.
Yeah, so that's what I'm moving right along to is things to watch in the quarantine. So if you have not watched Self-Made,
there's some problems. Quarantine together.
Yeah, there's some problems with it, but it is worth watching while we are on self-isolation right now and things that you can watch on Netflix that's free. I am going to submit to the jury a 13 minute video on YouTube that is good to watch during the quarantine because it made me do some more research about people and things that I didn't know about that I thought I knew a lot about. And so that's really good to learn stuff about your community during this quarantine if you ain't got nothing else better to do, because I know people are talking about, I jack off 4 times a day now. Sweetie, that's not productive. We can do some productive things with our time. So it's called Life After Paris is Burning. And I've talked about Paris is Burning for all 3 years of this podcast and before this podcast. And it's always been a staple to me, but it's just so many things about Paris is Burning that I did not know. And I was enlightened, and then I did some more research, and I was like, oh, yeah, there might be some truth to this.
She was sucking dick.
Well, it was a lot of people sucking dick. That was plain and clear from the original documentary. But the director's identity, the director's interest in the people that she was highlighting. This
engagement ring looks really nice in the light. Oh, wow. Don't put the engagement ring away. Put it back up into the light.
I'm reporting live.
Okay.
What the people that were in the production thought about the production. A lot of different things. And I don't want to spoil it. So go watch it for yourself and then go do some more research afterwards. But do something productive. Learn something. Don't be a dumb hoe.
That's a no-no.
That's a no-no.
That's what Trina said.
Do you have anything to suggest that they watch during the quarantine?
I haven't seen it yet.
Something that you may have watched.
For social studies, I have things that people can watch as a recommendation for social studies. So
okay.
More right. At 10.
All right.
Not 11. 11 is the...
Next, I will move on to the mess.
Beyonce.
No.
Has not announced a new single, and it's March. She's usually selling a tour by now. What is going on?
She on Twitter, though.
Oh, yeah, she did.
She on Twitter. And Lady Gaga had to cancel her shit because she was like, girl, I had a tour planned, and this ain't going to fuck up my goddamn coin. Anyway, the juiciest story, Andrew Gillum. All right.
Wendy. I'm so glad Wendy ain't on, because Wendy would just ruin the fuck out of this.
You know she would.
Okay, so back to you in the newsroom.
The story has been developing for the last week, and thankfully, when I originally wrote about the story last week, I didn't get the full developments that have happened since then, so I'm glad that now I get to report on more of the developments, because it's some developments. So originally, when this had all came out, Andrew Gillum was the Democrat running for governor in Florida last year that almost won, probably should have won, but Republicans cheat and shit. So hindsight is 2020 because this could be the governor of Florida right now.
Yeah, he's a married man, 40 years old, a father of three. And we were like, wow.
A CNN contributor.
Well, now he's a CNN contributor.
Well, we don't know if he's going to be a CNN contributor because he in rehab right now.
But things were going great. Like, people were still on his side, even though he had lost the race.
People were suggesting him as a vice presidential pick, and it was like looking up for him in his career in politics. Yeah. At least if he wasn't going to be a vice presidential pick, probably a cabinet position somewhere.
Yeah.
Then he done fucked around and went down to the white Latino gays.
The white Latinos?
Yeah.
You can be white and Latino? Oh, wow.
White Latino, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the whole ethnicity.
That means Latino, but white presenting.
Oh, here we go. Oh, since we're talking about colorism.
Just like you can be a black Latino. Okay.
Do we call that Latino?
Not anymore.
That was a mess.
I'm avoiding traps today. I'm just getting to the story. So Andrew Gillum took his ass down to the expensive hotel, a really expensive. It's called Mandarin something, and was playing with the white and white Latino gays. He had said last week when this all came out that he was drunk.
He confessed.
To what though?
Tell the story.
He had said in his initial statement when it had came out when fuck shit had happened that he was drunk and he was at a wedding. Now, we still don't have any proof that there was a wedding that had taken place anywhere. The two gentlemen that were accompanying him in the hotel suite are not married. They were also not in a wedding. So
story developed today. The people said that he didn't show up to the wedding. He was supposed to officiate. He didn't show up and didn't cancel either.
But it was an alibi, so that's why I'm saying the people. So it'd be different if those two guys that he was in the hotel room were the ones getting married, and they were his friends. I'd be like, oh, okay, I can see that.
Bachelor party gone wrong.
You know, yeah, a bachelor party, or I was just celebrating with my friends that just got married. But neither of them hoes is married, not to each other or to anyone else except Andrew Gillum. Andrew Gillum is the only one married here
with 3 children.
God bless his wife.
As you turn your engagement ring, here we go. Y'all think y'all better than people?
I'm not. This
keep
proves,
playing with that engagement ring while you talk about the gay escort story.
This proves that anybody is susceptible to having a secret life.
Meanwhile, Nene like, Greg is out here fucking my assistant. He out here FaceTime. Oh, anyway.
I don't know nothing about that.
More at 5.
Okay.
Tune in tomorrow.
Save that for the reunion. Bottom line, somebody was in there overdosing on crystal meth. There was pills everywhere. Pictures, quote unquote, leaked.
No, they were.
No, the original story was that they were body cam footage from police officers.
But it said anybody with an iPhone knows that if you take a live photo, kind of sort of like if I take a picture with you on my phone, I can make them do boomerang-like effects. And so it said live at the top. So I know that there was an iPhone live photo. So that was taken on an iPhone. There was so
that's what I'm saying is the story. The story is crumbling
evolving
apart.
ass story. Okay.
Yeah, because originally they said it was the police body cam footage.
It's not though.
And then people started examining the pictures more, and then in one of the pictures you see a barefoot white foot over Andrew Gillum, and I'm like, the police took their boots off before they came in here. How is this the police?
I would not, if I'm being called to a drug den and somebody is passed out and so, ma'am, I'm putting on my firefighter boots, my rain boots, the Corona boots. What kind of boots y'all got?
So it blew a hole in that story that was...
Blew a hole. They was getting a hole blew.
Somebody was getting their hole blown out. So...
Pills all over the floor.
So one in the pillow picture, again, these pictures are easily to find. It can irritate your stomach if you are squeamish. So don't go Googling
urine on the sheets.
That was poop. That gave me fleet water.
Well, you've seen enough fleet water to know.
I have, and that looked like when the girl was be fleeting at the last minute.
I do not. You know.
All right. Well, I guess. All right. We're going to pretend that I'm the only one that knows that. When the girls be fleeting at the last minute and don't get all the fleet water out, but they know the dick is on the way, and they're like, okay, well, if a cup of fleet water come out on these sheets, it's just a hotel. I'm just going to put the sheets in the corner. It's going to be all right. That's what that looked like to me on the pillow. And then the alleged throw up that was next to his face was very inconsistent, because if you are throwing up and laying down, why is there no throw up on your mouth? There was like clear space between where his mouth was and then where the throw up was on the towel. It looked like maybe someone did throw up on the towel.
He was at the toilet throwing up, according to his story.
Yes.
So why is he laying on his back in the foyer of, like, when you first step into a room, there's usually like a step area. Then the bathroom is on the left and the room is in front of you. But he was like clearly placed there.
There were other things placed. There was a dildo placed in between his legs in the picture.
I didn't even see that.
There's a dildo in the picture. You got to zoom into the... So I'm like, it's a white foot, it's throw up, it's fleet water, it's
two
pills.
baggies.
It's pills that are just sprayed across the floor. If you don't know drug addicts, like I know drug addicts...
I'm not cleaning up all these drugs. Keep my drugs together.
Drug addicts don't just spray pills on the floor, girl. This costs money. Yeah. They keep them in the plastic containers or in baggies. How are the drugs just strewn across the goddamn hotel? Who the fuck is doing drugs like that?
I'm not even doing that with my Claritin. Pick all these Claritins up, girl. I gotta breathe. It's a respiratory infection out right now.
The other red herring, and again, I'm not saying this is a full setup of Andrew Gillum, but it just smelled fishy. Was Andrew Gillum doing some wrong shit? Probably.
Yes. What was that machine on the floor?
That's where I'm getting to next. So the use of a blood pressure machine for hookups. Help me understand. The only thing that I could surmise, and I don't know this from...
Not surmise, that's a cute word.
I don't know this from personal experience, but the only thing I could just like put it together is when people are doing Tina, they try to monitor themselves so that they know that I'm not doing too much, so I don't end up overdosing.
Okay.
And so they'll monitor their heart rate, which this machine does.
Do I get one of these at Party City or something? Okay, but I got questions when you finish.
When you rich and old, you just get on the
Get on the gay escort. They say he a strict top. The escort was. So was Andrew Gillum the bottom?
He's at the bottom of this story because we don't even really know who they are. He has the most to lose at this point. Mm-hmm. He got family, a political career, and a future to lose. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to be satisfied until some more answers come out, especially about this goddamn blood pressure machine. Why is this blood pressure machine in here? If y'all was just... all the story
was a non-load weekend or something.
this was Fleet Week.
It is Miami. So, but no, in the picture I think I did tweet, or I think I was gonna not tweet. I was confused on if I should.
I didn't.
There was a disco light. There was a disco light as well.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I was like, why is there a fucking disco light on the goddamn
talk about
work area desk?
Party and play.
This girl had played the beat for a while. The only thing she was missing was balloons, and I don't doubt that she didn't have
the house music was present. Dun, 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 dun.
So the whole story started because, according to reports, this guy walked into this room. His friend had called him and said he needed some help. So when the guy opened the door, he went back and passed out on the bed. And when he looked in the bathroom, there was a black guy in there passed out in the bathroom. And so he called 911.
How are you a Florida resident and you can't identify somebody who was running for governor less than 6 months ago?
And so he called 911. And then when the police arrived, Andrew Gillum was passed out on the floor. And the guy was in the bed overdosing in a current state of overdose on meth. So... what is going on here? And then Andrew Gillum said, he was in town for a wedding. He had heard that a friend was in trouble and he came to go help that friend. But while he was there at an attempt to help the friend, the tequila kicked in and kicked his ass. And so he had to throw up, so he went to the bathroom. But why are you naked? But why are you naked?
In the immortal words of Nene Leakes, and y'all know I don't quote no fucking Nene Leakes. Snatch this microphone. It's amazing how many friends I didn't know I have.
And why are you friends? You running for governor? You friends with a damn gay escort? Now I said that people don't have relationships outside. Look, Corona out here, people have had to go do things that they wouldn't normally do. I might have to get pedicures in a minute, and you don't want me to give you a pedicure. So people have had to do things during the Rona that we didn't think we would have to do. But he was already an established, popular gay male escort. Known for
Winter Page.
Known for wearing the girls OUT. So what this is? He got a disco ball sitting up here on the goddamn where the laptops go. You're supposed to put your little mouse and do your work. He doing his work in the bed, and in the bed there's shit, piss, bodily fluid,
drugs. Medical monitoring machines. They got the ventilator down there. That's why we ain't got no ventilators.
That's why New York can't get no damn ventilators.
Because y'all got the ventilators down in Florida fucking.
I
wish Olivia Pope wasn't in retirement because that's the only way that this can get fixed.
Okay.
This can't get handled. Andrew Gillum going to rehab. I mean, I guess we love a comeback story. But when you get back from rehab, I still have questions. I really do. And what are you going to rehab for?
Get Diane Sawyer. Get Robin.
Because is it alcohol or is it sex or is it drugs?
So who is his interview going to be with when he come back?
Gayle King.
2 hour goddamn dragged out. The girls got dragged. That's why we're here.
I want Gayle King to ask the question that she asked Leslie Jones.
This same.
Yeah.
Well, if you were his friend, Gayle, since the girls is girls' friends, give her the same question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ask it 5 times the way you asked Leslie Jones. All right, well, I feel like we worked through that story. Mm-hmm. Ain't her name Leslie Jones?
I feel like it, but I'm also feeling like I confused her with the Leslie Jones that was on Drag Race because I just saw her.
I just watched it with you, so I'm.
In more somber, but I have to report this fucked up ass news because fucked up shit continues to happen, and people are evil.
The next story.
Involved. Which one? Guess. Monika Diamond is the 4th trans person that has been murdered, openly murdered. That means that they have classified it as a murder and not a accident.
There was like so many.
Because there's other ones that they just be like, oh, we don't know what happened. It's inconclusive. She got a bullet in the
just like y'all got damn virus checks.
But Monika Diamond was a business owner and a mother. She was about to celebrate 10 years since she co-founded an event promotion company. She was shot inside an ambulance parked at a parking lot outside a restaurant and hotel. The macabre part of this story for me is at around 4 a.m. the other day, paramedics got a call and the cops came out and she was suffering from shortness of breath. Mm-hmm. So we know right now when you see that kind of shit, you're suspecting one thing in these days and age. So the paramedics picked Monika up, put her in the back of the ambulance where they were trying to treat her. During them trying to treat / revive her, this gentleman, I'm not even gonna say his name because fuck him, was banging on the ambulance door trying to get into the ambulance, trying to get access to Monika. They weren't initially allowing him ambulance access, and then he forced his way in and shot her several times in the back of the ambulance. So whatever he was originally doing to her, he wanted to make sure that he finished the job in the back of the ambulance and shot her. Regardless to police being on the scene, paramedics directly treating her, she was still shot several times in the back of an ambulance. So she got away from her attacker, thankfully, and still wasn't far enough away. I'm sorry that we even have to talk about this story because it's stupid. It makes no sense. People should have been protecting her. She should not have been in a place of harm, and she should still be alive today. The quote from her family is, "She was a chosen mother to countless. She was a business owner and a loving friend, and she did not deserve to have her life taken away from her." And I absolutely agreed. And neither of the rest of the trans people that have succumbed to violence this year deserve what is happening to them as well.
Monika was the co-CEO of the International Mother of the Year pageantry system, which honored LGBT mothers overall, and she became the chosen mother for so many people who were the mothers of other people. Like, so it's like train the trainer, uplift people and teach them how they can teach others how to be good and be a person of value in this world. And so according to the testimony, the friends were all at the gas station earlier in the day down in Charlotte, North Carolina. And he was really into Monika. He was feeling her, asked for the number. She said, "I'm going to a party tonight." It sounds very Save the Last Dance. She's going to a party tonight, and he wants to come to the party. So he ends up at the party, sees that the vibe is oh, this isn't a heterosexual event. Got all in his feels. I guess
This is why y'all need to stay your ass at home.
a quarrel ensues. And then police get called. And so then she's in the back of the thing getting treated for shortness of breath, and then he forces his way into it. I'm like, what? What corona going on? Y'all should have been at the house anyway. Y'all really should have been at the house anyway. So it's tough because I mean, like, Monika was a leader in her community, leader in the nation, especially with her pageantry system that was for LGBTQ mothers of all these houses and her own things that she had going on. And just to, oh, I'm gonna be cute and dance with a boy at a party tonight, something so innocent, something every American has the right to, turns into dying in the back of an ambulance. What?
And so it also speaks to how ignorant men can be, because
they continue to be.
If you're pretending to know that this woman that you allegedly are attracted to
at a gas station
is not a trans woman, though you know she's a trans woman.
She was at the gas station with a bunch of gays.
And then you go to the party and it's a whole bunch of gays and you feel turned off because now, ooh, I can't be at no gay party. I'm a nigga. I'm a hood nigga.
A lot of us are hood niggas too, sir.
Okay.
A lot of us are hood niggas too, sir.
Did you see the commercial? I mean, not the commercial. The video of the girls in Walmart. It was like 5 gays.
Oh.
And then a straight boy came up whispering something.
I'd never trip over a nigga if I had something. And the girl put that ironing board down. And she put that starch back on the shelf. She said,
"Who is this?"
y'all better come get her. The freeze came around the corner. Yeah, that video was definitely interesting. But he's trying to be cute and going around to all these stores and make viral content and gonna get dragged. Because some dude walked up behind some woman. She had a sandwich in her hand. I don't know what store she was in, but she was eating a sandwich. And he walked up behind her and coughed. And that black woman she was like, look now, I'm going to give you a little space because you're a black man. But you also need to give me some space because you're standing behind me coughing. Mm-hmm.
So, luckily, in this case, there is no Panic Defense Act or bill in North Carolina. Oh. So when he goes to court, because he's been charged with the murder. He's in jail. When he goes to court, he can't use that defense act that is used other places in the world. And again, we've talked about the Gay Panic Defense Act on this podcast. Go read some of those other episodes. But
rest in power to Monika Diamond.
Yeah, rest in power to Monika. And I hope he burn in hell. He who shall not be named, because I'm not giving his name on here.
I didn't even put
and I'm just mad that it's just another black man.
Why? I'm like, we always be like reading the headline like, oh, don't let it be us.
And it's a picture of him right in the goddamn article.
Don't let it be us. Don't let it be us. God damn it.
And there's nowhere. I ain't even gonna go down that road.
The Human Rights Campaign released the article, and then I was like, moving on.
I had no comment.
Woo!
Brian Fisher. If you don't know who Brian Fisher is,
I don't.
Thank the Lord that you don't know who he is. He's one of the nation's leading homophobes and transphobes.
I need to know who
he's
this is.
He's a right-wing radio host, and like he does like anti-LGBT tours and shit like that throughout the country.
Okay, now that you say it, I think I know. I do know a little bit.
He has some remarks in the middle of the current crisis that we are in, and he was celebrating the fact that children not going back to public schools was a good thing in the middle of all of this coronavirus bullshit, because they will not be indoctrinated in sexual deviancy that is being taught with the LGBT curriculum. His quote is, "Closing public schools will protect vulnerable young children from force-fed indoctrination into the absurd and anti-science," I can't believe he tried that, "anti-science environmental agenda." He has written calm down. He has written many columns and is a part of American Family Association, which I've previously dragged on this podcast. And he is also on record for saying it will protect them from being brainwashed into normalizing sexual deviancy, gender confusion, drag queen story hours. And so he's happy that it's forcing children to go back home to their parents where they can be taught Christian values.
What are your thoughts on that?
Fuck y'all. If you have children that you feel like just need to be taught Christian values, you should have been homeschooling them from the beginning. If you want to create social weirdos, create them at home, because schools are no longer the same schools that we had in the 80s and the 90s where you just was taught one thing and fuck the rest of other people. Fuck black people, fuck brown people, fuck LGBT people. We're only going to teach white history and then that's it.
That's it.
And now in 2020, we're getting more progressive and people are broadening their horizons, and you can't take because it's not your Christian values, then just teach them Sunday school. Just keep them at Sunday school. You ain't got to come over here. If you don't want your kids to succeed in the future and want them to be smart and go to colleges where they can be accepted as other smart classmates, keep their ass at home.
Competing with the rest of the world.
Because you're doing us a favor. I don't need them in the classroom rebutting whether we should have Black History Month, whether we should talk about LGBT history. That's an argument that is over, lost, and done. So, Brian Fisher, I hope you're not self-quarantining. Next, but not least.
All right.
Unfortunately, in watching Drag Race this past week, we still see it unfolding that the drag predator, I ain't even gonna name her stupid ass no more, is getting further in this competition with winning things. And it sucks. It sucks for all the other talented girls on the show that
Jada
really,
is tall.
Widow, Britta.
Oh, yes.
Very talented girls on the show that are
Is
just
it because they're black? Oh, this white queen story needs to be leaked to overshadow all the black queens.
So the drag predator is just dragging Drag Race down again this week with barely like winning stuff. I'm like, how are you? Who? So it's not gonna go well. But I'm staying tuned because I'm hoping that they've had enough time now before the grand finale, because obviously in the middle of this they're not filming the grand finale yet. We don't have a winner. That they have time to pull this together and say, how can we be more fair to girls that went home before this person that was disqualified? Because this person that was disqualified, it looks like made it all the way through the competition, and now these other people that are fully qualified didn't. So I feel like, I hope that production has had enough time to like come up with a good idea where they can be fair to someone that may have been kicked out of the competition too early to get a chance to redeem themselves, because this other disqualified girl shouldn't even be here in the first place, but they couldn't help that in those beginning episodes.
I just hope that this season does get to have a comeback queen episode, because a lot of seasons of Drag Race have had that where they replace a girl when somebody went home too soon. So we're gonna bring all 5 of the eliminated girls back, and one queen will replace the eliminated queen, because the one who eliminated queen who should have been eliminated this week was not, and she had time to take naps, and did not even. Other girls had to tell her what her look was that she was going to do down the runway because she didn't. You know what? That adds another element to my outfit. Bitch, do you not already have your own costumes together, your own plans and your own things?
She needed a production behind her to help her.
And people say all the time, it's not about where you come from. Nobody cares about that. You're here right now. What can you do with this opportunity to take yourself to the next level? And when she had time to take a nap, she had time to let other girls inspire her and tell her what her things were going to be and what things that you can't do. You don't have time to sleep. This is a world-renowned #1 pageant around the world. You have time to sleep, you're doing something wrong. 2, I had to let the other girls tell me what my idea was and how to evolve my idea. 2, no. I'm not saying be stubborn and tell the girls you can't ever grow or be offered advice. But girl, she made your idea what your idea was. So that lets you know that whatever you had did with your idea was not a good enough idea. Like, girl, I'm doing this and this inspired by this and so and so, so and so. You didn't even have 3 points to support your thesis on what your damn look was giving.
She just needs to be the next one to go home. If she stays another episode,
what is going on?
I'm gonna riot. Well, I can't riot because I can't go in the streets. but I'm gonna type something very strong on Twitter to RuPaul if she stays another episode, because I am tired of looking at her horrible runway, her no talent.
She wore that same wig 9 times.
Same
and we
makeup.
on episode 4.
Okay, so that's that on that.
All right, let's move on.
Hashtag execute Ed Buck every week, all week, until Ed Buck is executed. Mm-hmm. The one thing that I will add to that is I saw a lot of people laughing about Harvey Weinstein getting coronavirus the past couple of days.
He deserves it.
And I just want to put it out there. Psychically, I'm not gonna say the words.
I'm not wishing that because that would be rude.
Yeah, and I don't want karma to come back and bite me in my ass. But I just want y'all to know what I'm thinking. Ed Buck.
Huh? Coronavirus.
High fever.
Oh!
That's all.
Like 103 or 107? What are you feeling? 110?
No, that means you start frying your brain at that point.
Sweetie, look. Go where I'm going.
That's all I'm going to say on that. And that is this week's Tepid Topics. Thank you guys so much.
This week in social studies, I want to give a shout out to 3 OnlyFans performers who I'm looking at on Twitter, who have pages that I think you guys should be...
you giving free advertisement to...
1, following, 2, subscribe to, and 3... pull out your poppers and your lubes. Cool. The first person is Devin Tress.
Oh, I love him.
He's a newcomer. Pause. Chocolatey trade. He got dreads, and I am a huge fan of his magic stick. Over on my Vista. On his OnlyFans, he's only got 39 videos, but you can enjoy him on my Vista.
Only 39? That's a small number? I don't know.
Stay tuned. More at 9:30.
I don't know. I ain't paying
we got to
to
get
watch
this out
shit
the way before the real news. Okay, so more at 9:30. So shout out to Devin Tress. I will.
Trez, Trez.
Thank you. I'm going to say because Wednesday morning when this episode goes live, I will tweet all of the links that I'm talking about right now. So don't listen to this Saturday 2 weeks from now, because then the links ain't going to be nowhere in my new tweets. So shout out to Devin Tress. Second, shout out to CJ, aka Unicorn Horn 48. He's a yellow bone up in Canada. He's got a muscular body. He's really cute, y'all. Like, look, man.
Are all these tops?
Stay tuned. He usually plays with his front part on the videos.
See, that's what
he does some public play. He does some things on the couch. He does some things on the bed.
This is discrimination.
But he also has videos of the dildo attachment in the shower where you can attach it on the wall. And he fucks the dildo attachment in the shower So he does that, and then he also has this other dildo that he plays with himself with while he's jerking off. And
you got a lot of money. You've been watching these videos.
So shout out to Unicorn Horn.
Talking about 48. Your credit card maxed out. That's where it went.
He has 179 videos.
Oh shit.
And 205 photos on his OnlyFans.
Talk about content creator.
Whoreintine content. That's what they're calling it. Lastly, too much for Twitter. He spells it weird. It's got underscores, numbers, and letters. Just check my post. Too much for Twitter has 214 photos and 64 videos on his OnlyFans. And I recently discovered between yesterday and today that he lives in Maryland somewhere. So I'm like, is he coming to Pride? Is he a book performer somewhere?
Pride is canceled.
Here you go. And he has the best captions. Like if you do like a picture or a video where like you should be on your knees looking up at him and he's nutting in your face. Like read his captions. It's like, wow, I see how that caption goes with that video content. He really thinks about the content he's producing and how he wants it to be presented. So,
well, who I want to have an OnlyFans page that did that today was Yahya Abdul-Mateen. Again, you know, I'm the president.
I got mine.
I'm the president of the fans club.
And get yours. And I was like, huh? Yahya, what you doing?
I know what he was doing. I was like, girl,
huh?
Trying to break up happy homes.
Apartments.
I have a house.
Oh. You let me know. An honorable mention goes to Twitter user Florida Chaser 75. He's a more mature, zaddy type of dude, and he is a chub chaser. But I do enjoy his videos where he lets y'all know, like, I'm between Zoom meetings right now, and I really need to let this go. And he be right there being beautiful with his dad bod.
Where's the bottoms?
And so thank God for Jesus. So shout out to Florida Chaser. I love him. And that's social studies this week. Tag me and other people I should be promoting because I got unfollowed last week because somebody was like, I'm sick of this person always uploading nudity on the timeline. You sitting at home like y'all be sitting at home, I be at work. But on my 11P to 7A Twitter, I do be uploading a lot more, but I try to find the PG-13, NC-17
You still do Twitter dark
posts, and I still do those to post on my regular timeline because I know my followers and listeners need it. Should I be needing to be at work? Like, I need to go to the bathroom.
Ugh.
I've done it at work in the bathroom. I'm not ashamed.
Yeah, okay.
So that's social studies this week.
And the hospital bathroom is nasty as fuck.
Kind of like your face, bitch.
Sexual health this week is again Whoreintine.
Look, we've been busy.
Listen, this is serious. Stop with all the fucking conspiracy theories of I had coronavirus back in December, so I'm fine. I saw that and I was like, oh, girl, what the fuck?
We weren't tested for it back in December. Trump closed the damn foundation back in 2017 when he got elected.
And then it was the 5G towers. Shut up. Shut up. If you don't have nothing positive or productive to say, shut up.
What's some new music? Chloe and Haley's like, for the quarantine, we want to sample the new music. That's what we expect musicians to do.
Whoreintine. Whores listening to this show right now. Quarantine your whoreness. Stay away from the dicks and the asses and the mouths.
Oh.
I had to put it all in there because some people would be like, well, I can do this. No, you can't. You can't.
Because if he's standing over me while I'm sucking it, he breathing the damn corona on me, over my whole head.
Whoreintine. Don't contribute to possibly spreading anything in our community. And that goes more than one way. Spreading anything in our community.
It's a lot of viruses out here.
Whoreintine.
Huh?
When this is over, I 100% agree that you should be out there doing all the whoring that you want to do. Take whatever risks, take whatever dicks, take whatever asses that you want to take.
50 load weekend, 62 load weekend.
I didn't endorse that, but I'm not gonna shame that either. But right now, Whoreintine.
My palm itching and the casino's closed. What is my palm itching for? The casino's is closed.
Because people are gonna listen to Whoreintine and go over to our Patreon. That's why. That's sexual health this week. I just want y'all to take that one message away because porn Twitter has been so active, and I'm like, y'all don't know what's going on, and you just doing all it. You ain't scared a little bit. You don't give a fuck. And then I saw yesterday, because again, our community goes back to the same tropes of, well, I don't know nobody black that got it, so I'm all right. We going to the meet and greet or the let out or the hangout or the whatever the fuck.
Huh? You going home?
Whoreintine. And yesterday, two gay black people that were on my timeline of other Facebook friends that I know were dead. They've been added to the numbers of the
Corona?
Yeah, 2 black gay people. And that's just the Facebook friends that I know, and I don't even know who the two. I don't know them personally. The 2 gentlemen that died, but I know the Facebook friends, and they were saying RIP and sorry for all the losses and condolences and prayers to the family and blah blah blah.
You know what? There was one person on my timeline too. There was one person on my timeline on my Facebook stories.
It was 2 on mine.
Yeah.
And I didn't know them, so it's not my cup of tea to put their name out.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show that we not immune to this shit. And if you out here fucking people that are asymptomatic of it, they are only asymptomatic for a short period of time before they start showing symptoms, and they could have passed it on to your silly ass out here trying to fuck everything.
And then people
put the dick on
asthma,
lockdown. Put the ass on lockdown.
Respiratory infections, asthma, seasonal allergies, because it's also seasonal allergy season. So you don't know if you sneezing because the cherry blossoms in DC and the flowers are really pretty, or if you sneezing because you got corona. I feel so torn between the two because I'm like,
well, sneezing is not sneezing;
area,
it's coughing. So sneezing is upper respiratory, coughing is lower respiratory.
Lungs, because that's where it ends up in the lungs.
So it's not sneeze. So I guess this is science and not sexual health.
Come on, that's why you were the nurse. Come on.
So sneezing happens in the nasopharyngeal cavity.
Mm-hmm.
Coughing happens from the lower respiratory area, from the bottom of the lungs all the way up, because you're trying to produce again. What were we talking about? Productive coughs?
I think that was
on Patreon.
Okay.
So your lungs is trying to produce the things that is clogging it out, and that's why
the body's natural response.
Yes,
to get rid of whatever's.
And it's trying to kick the corona out, but while it's kicking the corona out, it's also spreading the corona everywhere. So the droplets that come from your cough within 6 feet can be very dangerous because you breathe in those droplets, you touch those droplets, and then the virus being so virulent, it infects you. Yeah. And you don't have to show signs of symptoms within 7 days. You just got it, and then in those 7 days, you're like, "Oh, I'm good." La 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 la.
Because for a deep lung infection,
breathing and touching every fucking
to get to where it's going.
Yeah, breathing and touching everything, and now you've put it everywhere else. So you already got it. You just gonna find out within 7 days that you got it, but you don't know who else you've infected. And the biggest thing that the doctors were talking about in the news is obviously inadvertently passing it to older people who are the most susceptible right now, as far as they know. And so you wouldn't want to be in that situation. Why put yourself in that situation if you ain't got to? Whoreintine. Put your dick up. Put your ass up. It's okay. You will be able to use it again.
Take your
just not right now.
And go to bed.
Whoreintine. Take your ass home.
May I talk about the song For My Soul?
Yes.
Ro James has a song called Last Time. Y'all have heard this on Instagram at least because it samples Usher's song Can You Handle It. So a lot of people have been saying like, oh, listen to this song. And it does an amazing job with the sample. So Ro James is asking this girl, tell me when the last time he held you, he took you out. When the last time he proposed something that kept you hanging on for a couple of days and he was going to give it to you the way you did it to be given. Because
Whoreintine. Wait.
In the song, he's saying like he had proposed like going down to the Crystal Burger and hanging out. And you know, like something real simple. And her pussy was just so wet. Ma'am, when is the last time the man that you actually belonged to had proposed something that you was actually interested in? Because if I'm able to do this, are you a floozy, ma'am? Ma'am, are you a floozy? Answer yes or no, because I need to know what to do with my life. But of course, by the time Ro James gets to the bridge, Ro James is bragging about, well, leave that man and I'm the man for you, and so and so. So it becomes a I'm the better man for you type of song. But Ro James Last Time, and also I hope during this quarantine that bottoms, tops, verse tops, dumb bottoms, submissive gruz, and submissive men. Y'all are writing this down. You got to do stuff right now to keep him interested. He ain't got to go to work today, but you also got to figure out how to go downstairs or to the back of the house and figure out how to create a new experience because he is at home all day. He needs something to keep the relationship exciting. So Ro James, Last Time is the song For My Soul.
Okay. Whoreintine though. Huh? You can plan to fuck him in the future.
Plan to take him out.
So I don't know if you done hacked my notes and shit. But my song is also nasty. But we still whoreentining.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
Use this song as motivation
for Pride Month.
Well, girl, we don't know what's gonna happen during Pride Month.
We're gonna be faggots. I mean, we're gonna be we're gonna be really extracurricular. Trump said it'll be gone by Easter. So we could definitely do DC Pride.
Listen, we're not putting fake news out.
Did you see that man died from taking some shit that Donald Trump recommended in the goddamn live feed? And now the wife is in the ICU?
And, so I had this private conversation with my fiance when he said that. And I guess maybe
Trump said we should just take this and this. And
okay, so I'll say it publicly so hopefully enough ears will hear it because apparently ears didn't hear it and it killed somebody. Chloroquine is a drug for malaria.
Okay.
It's a drug that we took active duty service members before deploying, so we wouldn't get malaria in certain dangerous areas, and so our body would build up an immunity to it, so we wouldn't go to these strange places that we go to and die. And so you take your chloroquine sometimes 30 days before your deployment, and you're just taking a day at a time. It gives you horrible hallucinations, horrible nightmares. It disrupts your immune system. Think of the way that AZT was happening to HIV positive people in the 80s when they said, oh, we got a drug to cure GRID or the gay cancer. And then they gave them AZT and then people just start dropping like flies.
Because that's what they were equating it to in the Trump news rally.
That's what so why do you think that they did?
I'm not doing that.
It's history repeating itself. That is not a drug. They can do all the clinical trials that they want to, and if they decide they want to remix the drug, sure. But chloroquine is not a drug for someone that is immunocompromised or having respiratory issues because it gives you so many other side issues. It is for malaria. It is not for coronavirus. If they remix it and do something else with it in the future, sure. Medicine is a practice. I don't know everything, but I do know that drug because I used to have to take that drug. That drug is not for coronavirus. And him putting that out there was extremely dangerous. And him not following up after this person has died and trying to snatch the cat back on that is more dangerous. Because people listened to that and was like, getting their doctors to prescribe it to them, and some doctors did, obviously. And it's not that hard to get. It's not that hard to get on the internet. It's not a difficult drug to get even without a prescription. So people were getting it because the quote unquote president said that this might be a cure, even though the doctor standing next to him was like, "Girl, hold on, we didn't say that." People ran out, and it's on a backfill right now because so many people have gotten prescriptions for it and orders for it. So I'm saying to you all now, listeners, if you fell for that dumb shit by the quote unquote president, do not take chloroquine. It is not going to help. Trust me. My medical experience, one, even if you don't believe in that, sure, but I have taken it before. I have had to take it before deployments. It is going to fuck you up. Think about AZT in the 80s. It is going to do that exact same thing if you are already experiencing symptoms. If you're not experiencing symptoms, you'll experience the typical shit. The typical
hallucinations and the nightmares and the...
Yeah, you'll experience the typical shit that comes with chloroquine. But if you're experiencing coronavirus symptoms, it's not the time to be experimenting with no goddamn drugs. Take your ass to the hospital.
Call the your PCP, and if they recommend calling the hospital, call. And then go if the doctor recommends it.
That derailed my Song for My Soul.
No, but people need that information.
Song for My Soul is nasty. It came out 5 months ago, but I have just been bumping it in the last few weeks because it goes so hard in the car. Like the bass in the song it hits. And then I like the artist, but I never loved the artist. I never listened to a full album of hers. Oh shit, I just gave that away because her name is Her. But the name, the song goes, doing our thing, moving too fast, candy paint with the windows all black, seats creme brulee, what they gonna say with the top down screaming, money ain't a thing. We up till 6 a.m. When the sun rise, we be on it. Oh, I got 5. You know it's all live. Tell me when to go, baby. When we gon' slide.
Yeah.
Baby, when we gon' slide. I'm old. So I had to really listen to the song to get what slide meant. I was like, are they talking about doing drugs? But
no, girl.
I know now. I caught up.
Yeah.
I'm unk. I caught up. And so when I really got what it was and then re-listened to it a few times, I was like, damn, this song hits.
Except for this one word that I don't get, but okay.
No. I mean, shit. I'm open to some drugs. Depends on the drug.
Yeah.
So slide, people say, when you do a certain type of weed, you're in a slump.
Mm-hmm.
So slumped. And so I was like, slide, slumped. You going down.
Not the Andrew Gillum, but...
No. If it's those type of drugs, get me off the slide. I don't want to be on the slump.
Mom, get me off here.
I don't want to be on the swings either. But Her, Slide, is the song for my soul this week. Came out 5 months ago, but it's the song for my soul this week.
What are you here for?
Argentina. We really don't get that much good LGBT news out of Argentina because they are still...
Argentina?
That's why
That's why I listen to Here For a podcast.
When a clock is broken all the time, it's right twice a day. Right. And it's right this time. We don't know when it's going to be right again. So I got to acknowledge
Argentina.
Argentina has now gotten its first television transgender news anchor. So this is on the Telemundo of Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Diana Zurko. She is a beautiful transgender woman, and her job as co-anchor of public television's primetime evening news program is a milestone for... She's primetime. Yeah. Is a milestone for an excluded community that is often the target of violence and has a life expectancy roughly half of that of the rest of the population, meaning the transgender population is the life expectancy is 31 in Argentina versus the rest of the population. She's 40.
35 in America, so
And so she's 40. She's
Okay.
40 years old. She has been a fighter for trans rights and LGBT rights, and has been in the journalism world for decades, and has finally gotten her place. And so I am absolutely here for it.
She's cute too.
She's beautiful.
Oh, Diana Zurko, Zurco.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm absolutely here for it. More news coming out of Argentina like this, hopefully. I would love to visit Argentina. Argentina has some beautiful places. I just, I'm not trying to fight people because I walk down the street with a man.
and then all them hours it takes to get there from DC, probably. Ugh. How many hours is that flight?
I mean, it's not longer than Brazil. It's
Okay.
maybe 10 or 11 hours. I don't, maybe.
Okay. How many layovers you got? This weekend.
Depends on how much money you got.
Ooh.
Because if you got enough money, you can go direct.
Beyonce help us. California Senator Katie Porter is that bitch. Okay, you guys. California Senator Katie Porter. So, Dirty Money season 2 came out, and of course Netflix like, girl, you should watch this because I watched Dirty Money season 1. Every episode is kind of a deep dive into stories that have come out where people have been doing things with money that went south. So the first episode of season 2 was about Wells Fargo refusing to refund bad loans. They had employees create multiple credit cards without people's consent. Of course, back then there was horrible mortgages. This is like during the 2008 and all that. So horrible mortgages. So much was going on. And so the episode of Dirty Money intrigued me to go watch Wells Fargo CEO Tim Sloan. Intrigued me to go watch Wells Fargo CEO Tim Sloan give testimony on YouTube, and of course, who was interrogating him? It was California Senator Katie Porter, where he was giving all these fancy.
She's a congresswoman. She's not a senator.
She's not a senator?
No.
Okay, great. So she was just
Kamala Harris is the senator from California.
Here we go. Here go to Kamala thing. And so she, she does her things with like the board. She pulled out the dry erase board. This is the girl y'all seen on Instagram. She pulled out the dry erase boards and she asked the CEOs questions. And then she pulled up their quotes and asked them, did they say this? And they were like, huh? And she was like, so Katie Porter was like, so did you lie to a federal judge back then? Or are you lying to me under oath right now? And she be getting answers out of. So, other greatest hits by Katie Porter includes when she was asking the J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon about not paying his employees fair wages because people are being bank tellers and okay, so she gets a 2-bedroom and the rent costs this, and then she's got to deduct this, and childcare costs this, and because of regular business hours, she's got to do this, and then she's got to pay cell phone bill and buy groceries and all this, and so she's in the negative $500 a month. So Mr. Diamond, as the J.P. Morgan Chase CEO, how do you recommend she come up and fix this deficit? He sat there and said, I don't know. You are the CEO of one of the largest banks in America. If you call the government and say you're in trouble, you're getting a bailout. But you also can't figure out how a bitch, for lack of better words, bitch got to come up with $500 to make sure her baby okay. Get out of here. You scamming down there, and you got all the assistants and things, and you still can't calculate $500, and you the CEO of a bank. You want to tell me that my credit score is too low to get the goddamn security card?
Critic.
Go away from me with this. And also, she recently quizzed the CDC director, Center for Disease Control, Dr. Robert Redfield, and forced him to agree to make coronavirus testing free. Because she was asking him all these questions, and she was grilling his ass, and he said, well, you know what? You're a really good interrogator, so I'm just going to say yes. So, shout out to Katie Porter down in California, and check out Dirty Money season 2 on Netflix, where they uncover the Trumps, They uncover everything. I haven't watched all the episodes yet, but especially the Wells Fargo episode. It's the first episode of season 2, Dirty Money on Netflix.
What I was just getting from my team. I get updates from my team.
The view, in my ear.
Someone's in my ear. I have a legal note. Miami Beach police are looking into the leaks now for Andrew Gillum.
Yeah.
So they feel like some doctoration or exploitation has happened.
Why was there a disco ball in the room?
And they have opened up an investigation as of now. So
why was there a disco ball for a damn hookup?
Update. My team in my ear told me. So things is happening. It is now time for our last call. Again, if you've been listening to the show for 3 years, you know what our last call is. Most of y'all hoes ain't at work, so you can actually have a last call with us on this episode.
You can have a morning mimosa.
Pour yourself a shot of something and go down this road with us. Mine is petty.
My last call is R.I.P. to Diamond, Monika Diamond. We speak your name. I didn't know if it was going to be in your hot topics, but I wanted to make sure it got talked about. And still, even though it did get talked about, imagine being murdered in the back of the ambulance. Ma'am, I escaped the threat. The ambulance is supposed to be my safe place. I just could not believe that happened. And for her to be the 4th known transgender person to be murdered this year.
And classified as a homicide, because again, it's been other transgender women that have been killed this year that they didn't call homicides.
And needs to be identified as a hate crime, honestly, truly.
Act of terrorism.
So we speak your name, Monika Diamond, and shout out to all the LGBT mothers that you supported, represented, and gave opportunities to with your International Mother of the Year pageantry system. Because we all sat up and watched Pose Season 1 and wanted Blanca to win Mother of the Year. So we all support mothers and want them to be mothers. And here you go, a real example.
And Mother's Day is coming up, and somebody's going to be without their mother because of hate.
Their chosen mother, yes.
Well, that's their mama. Because when it's your chosen mama, you may not got a natural one.
My dead mother.
Oh, that was ghetto. You may not got a natural one. I meant that, though.
That's your truth. You spoke it.
You may not got a natural one, so that is my mama.
Yeah. So, we speak your name, Monika Diamond. That's my last call.
Thank you goes out to Kourtney Kardashian for putting pause on Kim Kardashian. I had to drink to it. I had to stand. Because I don't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Never have. But when this episode comes around, can somebody at me on Twitter or Facebook?
On Thursdays.
I know, but I don't want to watch the rest of that. I just want to watch the episode where...
So tweet you at 9:30.
And yeah, I want to watch the point where Kourtney Kardashian punches or slaps Kim in the face. I'm absolutely here for it. I want to see it. I want to see it. And that's my last call. That was really it.
I have watched intermittently because Kim Kardashian continues to be a staple in pop culture, and I'm just like,
don't give her that.
I don't know why. I don't see it. So I have tuned in intermittently to like get a glimpse of it, but they are never really doing anything.
No.
They are never really doing anything.
That's why I don't care to watch. They're like, oh, we're going to the bar to have wine. I'm like, bitch, I do that. Don't nobody pay me to. But I am willing to watch the episode where Kourtney put them paws on her.
Yeah, so you should just watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta then.
No, because them fights be fake.
Ooh. So, but
I really feel like Kourtney actually got a hold of her ass.
Yeah. So, I guess I'll be watching this week too because I got to do it for research for the podcast now that I know my co-host is thoroughly entertained.
Just by that one aspect, because the rest of the trailer was just boring. I was like, this is why I don't watch this. But then I was like, Kim Kardashian gets hit. Not by a man. I don't want her to be abused.
No, not assaulted.
But her sister. I mean, that's fine.
A good old sibling rivalry. It's kind of like Bob the Drag Queen and Monet Exchange. So.
Just with more money.
That is this week's episode of Here For a Podcast. Thank you guys for listening to us for 3 years. This week is our 3-year anniversary episode. Make sure you get our merch, hereforitshop.com. Tune into hereforitlive.com when Corona is over. Woo, we have some things going on. We do have things going on in motion. So hereforitlive.com, here for it shop pod stuff, okay? And my name is Ronald Matters. Follow me on the internet at Ronald Matters. And next month is 10 years of Ronald Matters. So many anniversaries back to back to back. Wow.
I am the Superman, TheeSupaman, and I'm just trying to figure out when we gon' slide. Bye.
Take your Truvada or Discovery or something.
Whoreintine. If you that's
take your
the
pills.
most important you can do right now.
Do take your pills.
Yes. Take your medication and eat. Bye.